LK Lifestyles, where today we are going to be learning how to use all of that leftover ham that you had from the big ham that you got for Christmas. We're going to be making a ham loaf today, and it's totally paleo and Whole30 compliant, and this is great for leftovers and one of the easiest things that you can make. I'm going to use some simple ingredients to go with our chopped ham. I'm going to leave the recipe ingredients in the description below. And the ham loaf wouldn't be special if we didn't add some glaze on top of it while it's cooking. And these are the simple ingredients that we're going to use for the glaze that's going to go on the ham about 20 minutes before it's done cooking. The first thing that I'm going to do is process my cooked ham in my food processor. I'm going to use the pulse button and pulse it about 5 or 6 times. And I did trim the fat off of the ham. So there's a couple of pulses, and it turns into a really nice crumbly mixture that we're going to add to the other ingredients. And ham itself is kind of dry, so it actually pulses really well, and it doesn't even make a mess. And as you can see, it's going to turn into this crumbly, light textured meat mixture that we're going to add to our ground pork, which is plain ground pork, by the way, don't get the seasoned kind. And we're going to add all of our ingredients to the mix and mix it just like a meatloaf. Add some onions, 2 eggs, about 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, which gives it a totally lovely flavor. It gets it umami. Some cracked black pepper. And that's going to finish off the seasonings because you don't want to add any more salt to this. It's already pretty salty because of the ham. I'm using a half a cup of almond flour crackers. You can use any kind of crackers that you desire. And I'm going to mix it by hand, which in a way is kind of fun. It looks a little messy. I laid it on some parchment paper and formed a loaf. And we're going to bake our ham loaf at 350 degrees for 40 minutes once it comes up to temperature before we put the glaze on. And while the ham loaf is cooking, we're going to set the timer for 40 minutes so we have plenty of time to come over and make the glaze for the ham. I use a half a cup of coconut palm sugar, and I add 1 teaspoon at a time of the Dijon Mustard and the cider vinegar, and I stir it around. I find that it mixes better if you add 1 teaspoon at a time for some reason, at least with this sugar. But you can certainly use a light brown or a dark brown sugar instead of the coconut palm sugar. I just use that because it's paleo and Whole30. And as you can see, it's turned into a very thick, but not so thick that it won't pour, glaze that is going to be poured lovingly over the ham loaf. And then we're going to, this is the fun part, by the way, because this glaze totally turns this ham loaf into a special meal. And it's so easy to make. So take a basting brush and just glaze it all over the ham. It spreads really easily. Try to get all the sides of it, because when you slice it, then you can taste the glaze in almost every bite. Once you've glazed your ham, you just want to pop it back in your oven for another 20 minutes at 350 degrees. And when it comes out, it's going to look golden brown. The whole house is going to smell like straight up bacon, and even though there's no bacon in it. And we're going to make sure that the temperature internally is correct at 160 degrees. So this ham loaf is perfect. You can see the juices drizzling out of it. And after about 10-15 minutes, we're going to slice it up. It looks so moist and tender on the inside. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video on how to make a paleo and Whole30 compliant ham loaf. If you have any comments, please leave them down below, and subscribe to LK Lifestyles for more videos coming every week. I love to use this ham to make fried eggs, especially the morning after Christmas. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching LK Lifestyles.